You're lying in a hospital bed, barely conscious. Machines beep softly. You hear footsteps in the hallway. But no one is there. Then, a shadow moves in the corner of your eye. A figure watching you. Your body feels cold. Your breath weakens. And suddenly, you know. This isn't just sleep. This is something else. Something final. Because you are not alone. The Reaper has come. The Grim Reaper, more than a legend? For centuries, people have spoken of a hooded figure that appears before death. A tall, cloaked entity with an impossible presence. Some see a shadow. Some see a skeleton with a scythe. And others? They don't see anything at all. They just feel it. A cold presence. A whisper in the dark. Something that knows their name. But is the Grim Reaper just a story? Or is it something real? These terrifying encounters may convince you. Real-life encounters with the Reaper. Doctors, nurses, and ordinary people have witnessed something at the moment of death. Something that cannot be explained. These are their stories. The man in the black robe. In 2014, a hospice nurse shared a chilling story. One of her patients, a man in his 80s, had been unconscious for hours, on the brink of death. Suddenly, he sat up. His eyes wide with terror. "There's a man in the corner," he whispered. A man in a black robe. The nurse turned. There was no one there. The patient gasped, clutching at his chest. And within seconds, he was gone. But the nurse wasn't the only one who had seen it. A security camera caught something terrifying. A dark shape moving in the room, seconds before he died. The whispering shadow. A woman in Texas was by her grandmother's bedside as she passed. She swore she heard whispers, but the room was empty. She leaned in closer. And suddenly, she felt a freezing breath against her ear. A voice whispered, "She's coming with me." Her grandmother's monitor flatlined. And just like that, the room fell silent. To this day, she refuses to sleep without a light on. Because she swears she saw a shadow move across the wall before disappearing. The Reaper in the hospital. A doctor in New York reported seeing a mysterious figure outside the ICU. A tall, dark shape, standing completely still. But here's the terrifying part. Every single patient in that hallway died that night. One nurse even claimed she saw the figure enter a room. And when she checked inside, the patient was already gone. To this day, staff refuse to work night shifts in that part of the hospital. Because every so often, a shadow appears on the security cameras. But when they check, there's no one there. What is the Reaper? Some believe the Reaper is an angel of death. A guide, not a monster, but a being that helps souls cross over. Others believe it's something darker. Something that feeds on fear. But one thing is certain. If you ever feel a cold breath on your skin, if you ever see a shadow standing too still, or if you ever hear your name whispered in an empty room, you might not be alone. Because the Reaper? It's real. And one day, it will come for us all.